And one more thing is just like living the farm give me choice. Like I was city girls. Honestly, I never grew anything by myself. Everything from the farm, everything from the market, everything from the supermarket or, farmer market. But here, I'm start, have a little pot with herb because like I'm Vietnamese, I couldn't find a lot of Asian herb around, so I'm start with small pot to grow my own herb for my cooking. And we also have the garden where the gardener plant flower and some vegetable, and the feeling of picking things from your own garden or what you planted is quite interesting. I quite happy. I can't explain that, but then things are like you just come to your garden picking thing and you cook and you enjoy it. It's great. I mean, I like it, but I'm not a good gardener, but I'm studying with the help.
Kahn, what is your family history?
Well, my family's history is it's not suit for the farm. Anyway, well, my father is a film director and my mom she's play oboe in orchestra. Yes.
In Vietnam?
Yeah, in Vietnam. So I grew up with a lot of cinema, music things. Yeah.
What about their parents?
They
Do you know your family history in Vietnam? How far it goes back, or?
Well, my grandmom and grandpa. My grandpa he's a teacher. He a chairman of the elementary school. This is from my dad's side. From my mom's side, my grandpa is a pharmacist, and my grandmom she's a businesswoman. She ran a hotel. Yeah, and my mom families have 10 childs, and for my dad to have 10 childs too. So that's kind of in Vietnam at that time. I have a big family. I have more than 20, I think, no, more than 20, so like 30 cousins in Vietnam. Yeah.
Did any of them move outside of Vietnam besides you?
Some of them. For example, my sister, she lives in Germany now with her family. And yeah.
What did your family do during the Civil War?
For Civil War?
The Vietnam War.
Yeah, the Vietnam War. I mean, it's like from my dad, he's well, it's this funny things that like not the Civil War. It's just the first war with the French. My dad was a truck driver, and yeah, and when they come back to just it's in 1945 when it's like first independent of Vietnam. So my family they live in the north area. So some of my uncle get in the army and go to to the south fighting in Vietnam War or Civil War. But my dad, no, he's not going there. He's going overseas to study. He studied film in Moscow. Yeah, and then he come back to work as a film director.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What are your hopes?
Right now, is my hope is just like I don't see this like I have a lot of hope. I have a lot of expect, but I think for me, it's the most important thing is the happiness. Because like you can have a lot of money, but you're not happy at all. and or sometimes you just have just enough, and you're happy with that. So my big hope is that my family is happy together. We might have the child, and we, grow educated and grow it together. I hope that our vineyards have, great harvest, and we produce this great wine, so everyone can enjoy it, including our family. I hope that both my parents, from my side and also from my husband's side, stay very well and can live long with us to see their son or granddaughter. And for myself, I also want to do something, to involve with Vietnam and America. Like, for example, I study about fashion merchandising. Now I'm starting with something small in the tasting room as Jefferson Vineyard, about design things and, some developing some small gift, exclusive gift for the non-wine merchandise. And then I think that I can go it a little bit further. It's like I have a lot of experience and have the idea about create my own life for clothing and accessory thing, which can use like Vietnam, like the outsource. Because one thing is like in Vietnam we have very good handicraft people, and we produce this very nice thing. But people know about things made in China, things made from India, but they don't know about how talent of the handicraft people in Vietnam. And if you have some idea, it's like you live in two continents, you understand the insights of in American customer, and you also have the insights of like what we can offer from the world from Vietnam. You can create something, and I want to be a bridge between two countries. And it's also for me, I would love to do like that in Vietnam, in the village, they still have very poor women. So if you can have to do something with, like sewing or embroidery or something like that, it can help Vietnam to protect, like, it's going to help like the women have more income, and it's also can keep the skill, because right now so everything just go to it's like, I don't know, it's like very industrial things. But I would love to do it hand. I would love to do it people who really appreciates the product made by hand. So yeah, that's just my project for this new year.
What's your favorite place?
My favorite place, my home. This is my favorite place.
Which home?
Any home where you have your family, where you have your love. In any way, it's home. So for me, it's not particular. It must be in Vietnam. It must be in Charlottesville. It must be in San Francisco. Whenever I have my families and we're happy together under one roof, this is my favorite place.
So you have a very unique perspective,
Mm-hmm.
being from Vietnam. Although you lived in San Francisco,
Mm-hmm.
what are your thoughts about Virginians and Virginia as a state having a unique perspective that us living here don't get to see because we're constantly living it. Now you're starting to live it too, but
Mm-hmm.
Still, what are your impressions when you first moved here, and even now, of the people who live in the state?
Well, I must say that like living in Virginia is not so difficult, because like San Francisco, you have like a lot of Asian around. There's kind of you not feel that you are different from other people. My biggest issues when I first moved to Virginia, that's like there's so many Western people. But and I haven't seen a lot of Asian. I feel like, oh my God, I am the only one, or at least it's not many people. But I have to say that like Virginia is a very friendly place too, especially Charlottesville. Whatever I can, I try to make my life more exciting. I go to the market. I went to the dance place, dance lessons. I met people in the testing room. I'm working with them, and then I feel great. I feel that like nothing different between me and other people, and people treat me well. People give me sort of like, how to say, people. I don't feel that I have like it's my position, my feeling in the beginning. It's just release. I feel like, okay, I can live here. I can talk with people. I can work with them, and there's just nothing different between me and other people. So I think that like for immigrant like me, I think Virginia is one of the good destinations.
Why do you think there's a lack of diversity in the Charlottesville area?
Lack of what?
Diversity?
Diversity? Well, yeah. I don't know the reason, but the thing is like, maybe because of like because the weather. Maybe actually it's a good thing too, because like I have several friends who used to live in Virginia, but then their family moved to California because they said that it's really cold in Virginia. But I don't know but
it seems like the weather really affects you, Kahn. You're lucky you don't.
I know, it's a lot of weather
There's
that affects me. Yeah, I know, but well, it's also like it's like Asian people. We very tied with family and cousin relative. So we not really kind of independent like Western people. So you when you come into the place, you still want to stick to your community. So maybe it's because of like you're more comfortable to talk in your language, and there's this like maybe we come from the same background, so the kind of helping each other or understanding our difficulty when just get into the new place. So, and of course, the weather also affect us. So yeah, in Charlottesville, I have to say that like I saw a lot of young people. Maybe they come from the university. Yeah, and I can actually more and more I can see there's more diversities in Charlottesville. Maybe because now I involved with the public areas more than a few months ago. So
where do you? So our last question. So 2 months, we'll be back in March. So what do you expect to change with your life in 2 months?
In 2 months, well, I hope that I can show you guys my progress in my project. That's, as I told you, that's like brings something unique from Vietnam, or combine something, the idea in the US, but something can make in Vietnam. So I hope that I can show you the progress in my plan. Yeah. And make